Hey, yo, what's decent? Yo, I have a crazy battle that I had during the West Babylon VGC tournament that just happened last week. I had loads of fun, man. My nerves were shaking the whole entire tournament. You guys have no idea, baby. I am such a nervous wreck when it comes to live battles like this, man. So my first opponent happens to be a subscriber of mine. He watches my videos, and that made me hella nervous. I'm like, yo, I gotta perform right here and now, son. I'm gonna lead up with my Smeargle and my Talonflame, get up a nice little tailwind after going for the detect, so that his Gengar doesn't inflict a taunt on me, preventing me from putting both Pokemon to sleep on the secondary turn. So now what he does is he decides to switch out into his Garchomp. I'm going to target his Gengar because I want to break the substitute so that Smeargle's Dark Void will be able to put both Pokemon to sleep. So I do end up breaking the substitute. Gengar exposed, perfect for me to go for the Dark Void. And if the Garchomp happens to be Lumberry and it wakes up, then in that case scenario, I can actually go for a secondary Dark Void. But none of that even happens as I miss both target, and that happened because of Moody's effect activation last turn. It decreased my accuracy, and I was like, whoa. That's when I remember that it did, because at first I wasn't really paying attention. I was just hell bent on putting both Pokemon to sleep. So now, since I wasn't able to inflict the Dark Void, what I decided to do is I Will-O-Wisp the Garchomp just in case it happens to be Lumberry, and then afterwards go for the Dark Void, but it misses both targets again. It even said that Garchomp blocked it or wasn't affected by it. Like, he completely avoided it, jumped out the way, gone, out of there, man. Smeargle's painting on the wrong canvas, man. Can't see nothing, man. So anyway, I'm gonna bring in my boy Garchomp, inflict the Dragon Claw onto it, and since he's burned, if he inflicts Dragon Claw right back onto me, it won't kill me. So I'm gonna just transform into his Scissor, because I've just given up on putting both Pokemon to sleep. It is not going to work out. So he's gonna strike my Garchomp with the Dragon Claw, not finishing me up because he did have the burn inflicted onto him. My Tailwind's gonna peter out, which I guess was important because we both could have been jolly and he could have just outsped me. So I'm gonna go for the Protect on my Garchomp, trying to save it for a little bit later on. As he targets my Garchomp with his Gengar with the Shadow Ball, I'm just gonna get off a nice little Roost because his Scissor has Roost, so that's great. Thankfully, his Scissor isn't the SD type, but beside it not being the SD type, it's still gonna be able to knock out my Garchomp with the Bullet Punch. So down goes that. I'm down 2 Pokemon. I have to get this Gengar out of the way, man. So he's gonna go for the Shadow Ball, and since Smeargle does have a lower base HP stat than, I guess, Scissor, I believe, if I stand corrected, I am going to take more from that Shadow Ball, and plus I get a special defense drop, so I got to take that thing out of there right now. I'm thinking about all the different possibilities I can do right now. I'm thinking about going for the Bullet Punch on the Gengar. I'm also thinking about Sucker Punching the Gengar, but I'm thinking, like, if I do that, if I Sucker Punch the Gengar, that will be a wasted opportunity for me to get a +2. So I'm going to go for the Bullet Punch, knock out the Gengar, and then get a +2 with the Power Up Punch right there. So that's great. I'm able to get stat boost as well as have a Pokemon knocked out. And let's see what his last Pokemon is. I got my PG-13 up in here, son. Bruce sounds intimidating. So that is his Charizard. Now, what I decided to do is I go for the double Protect because I didn't want, just in case he happens to, like, not go for an attacking move with his Charizard and go for like something like Will-O-Wisp. I do not have Facade on this thing. This is not Facade anymore. I have Return on it. So I don't want him inflicting a burn onto me and then afterwards going for the Bullet Punch, because that means that his Charizard will be able to survive the Sucker Punches and then afterwards finish off both my Kangaskhan and my Scizor. But at the last minute, because I thought about that, I was like, yo, would a +2 Sucker Punch kill it? So I risk it. Actually went for the Return on the Charizard, knock it out, and I'm able to recover back with my carbon copy of his Scizor. So that is great that I can easily go for the Sucker Punch as well as the X Scissor. So he wastes no time inflicting an attacking move, which is not going to work because I go for the Sucker Punch and knock it out. So that was the first match. I will post everything else a little bit later on. So I'll see you guys later. Peace. What you doing?